Today I'm going to be trying 3 different whiskeys at 3 drastically different price points. Everything from this $13 screw top bourbon to this $100 limited release bourbon and this $200 limited edition extra aged whiskey. Is there really a big difference between price points? Let's find out. Hey everyone, I'm Tim the Suburban Dad. First up on our list today is very old Barton 100 proof. This comes from Barton Distillery in Kentucky. It's 100 proof and it is non-age stated. This one is literally a black plastic screw top lid. $13. So let's pour this bad boy out, have a little sip. $13. Let's see what that gets us. Color on it is fine, honey colored. On the nose we actually get notes of bourbon, not just nail polish remover. Yeah, actually get some caramel and a little bit of sweet oak. It is a little bit ethanol-y on the nose, don't get me wrong, it's a little bit harsh. Not offensive by any means. Let's try it. Now on the palate, you get some little bit of creaminess, oiliness in the mouthfeel. It's sweet, it's got honey and like simple syrup type notes. The finish is rather thin, doesn't stick around a whole lot. Some sweet oak in there. Definitely has a rather harsh tone to it. Kind of like nail polish remover-esque smell you get from a permanent marker. So it's not amazing, but for 13 bucks, it's not horrible either. You could drink it neat if you're desperate enough, or you could easily mix it and it would be great in a mixed drink. Second in line, $100 bourbon limited edition release from Jim Beam Distillery. This is Booker's, and this is the 2024-04 batch, Jimmy's batch. This one comes in at 125.8 proof, and this one is 7 years, 9 months, 19 days old. So this one is higher proof. Don't know how it compares in age. The first one was not age stated. Price point, $100 compared to $13. Color-wise, a lot darker already. Yeah, nice coppery tone to it. On the nose, on the nose, this one is a little bit harsh as well. Try not to burn out my nose hairs. Definitely oak on the nose. A little bit dusty, leathery, vanilla, not really vanilla. Not a great nose, to be quite honest. I'm swirling it not just to be fancy, although I'm very fancy, but to open it up a little bit. It's high proof, it's a little bit older. Yeah, just the same notes I already went over, nothing new there. All right, let's try it. Now this one right away, a lot more complexity to it, richness. It's got some of the sweet oak, but it's got caramel, it's got vanilla, it's got a little bit of baking spice in there. The mouthfeel is much more chewy, and it lingers, it coats the whole mouth. It's a way different experience than pour number 1. It's much more rich and viscous, and the flavor is still going. It's lasting a lot longer. This is a great bottle. It's very tasty, very delicious. Get some leathery notes on the back end, so some earthiness. It is quite tasty. Well worth $100 in my opinion. Now, are you ready to see the $200 bottle? Here we are. Barrel Dovetail Gray Label. This one is actually non-age stated. Whiskeys in here are in their teens to 20 years old. So this is a blend of American and Canadian whiskey, finished in rum, port, and Cabernet casks. As you saw, it comes in its own little apartment. Very fancy, $300. Now, as you can see, this is not my first time trying this whiskey. It is something very special. Let's see how it stacks up against the $13 and $100 bottles. Even the cap is metal. It's made of some real dense material. So far, everything about the presentation really sets it apart. Now, I didn't show it, but Booker's actually comes in its own box. You could argue which one is fancier, but I think the Dovetail is a little bit more unique. The more expensive your whiskey, the nicer their house is, unlike this homeless waif over here. Okay, so back to the Dovetail color. It's actually not super dark. It's more closely related to the first pour. On the nose, the most rich and inviting nose. Dark, rich, fruity notes, sweet, caramely, very, very complex. It's like the more I sniffed, the more I could get out of it. Jammy, like strawberry, raspberry jam. Oh, so, so good. Let's try it. And it just, I need a minute. I cannot tell you how worlds apart these two pours are. It's like they're not even in the same category. So this one immediately just rich and viscous and coating and sweet and fruity and caramel and complex and long-lasting flavor. It's just, this is 131.54 proof. And yet it is the easiest to drink of all these bottles up here. That is such a spectacular whiskey. Spectacular. It is amazing and delicious. Now, say what you will about price. I like to stick to $100 or below when I'm drinking bourbon or whiskey. Under 20 bucks definitely is a gamble. This is probably one of the better ones that you could get for under 20 bucks. This, is absolutely worth the money. And I don't say that very often because most bourbons or whiskeys over $100 just aren't, to be quite honest. This one absolutely 100% is. So yes, price point can definitely deliver a much richer experience. Is that always the case? No, but in this case, absolutely. These two are worlds apart from this one, and this one is several notches above even the Booker's. So there you go. What price point do you usually go for when you're grabbing a bottle of bourbon or whiskey? That's seriously so good. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video. Until next time, cheers.